Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm going to help you guys improve at Black Ops 6. Now I'm not the best player out there in the world, but I've been playing the game long enough and any Call of Duty long enough just to give you some basic tips to improve as a player. Potentially get your first nuke if you've not yet had one. Let me know down below if you have or not. And I'm going to help you just become an all-round better Call of Duty player and enjoy the game a little bit better. Now of course I know we've got skill-based matchmaking and I'm not going to tell you how to get rid of it or anything like that. I'm going to teach you how to be a better player in your current bracket that you are and potentially move up as well. Now with Black Ops 6 we've also had the return of store gifting, currently giving away 2 bundles of your choice, so just comment down below which one you would like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for a chance to enter into the giveaway. Now first of all, people are going to question this tip like saying, well that's obvious, but a lot of people don't realize to just use the best weapons in the game. Obviously you don't want to be running around with likes of baseball bats because you are going to die a lot. You want to make sure you're using the weapons with the fastest TTK, the fastest movement system, because you want to complement the Omni movement system, don't you, whilst you're playing this game. Once you've learned it, you want to complement it with the best guns, and that's definitely going to help you get the kills a lot quicker. Now yes, you're going to get the kills a lot quicker using the better weapons, but what do you then do to prevent dying as much? I can't promise you you'll never die again, because obviously you are going to die again. It's just the part and parcel of the game. Now the first thing you guys want to make sure you have got all your settings set up properly. Now I'm not going to go through every individual setting, but let's be honest, some people don't realize what they need to do right away. So just make sure you have your stick sensitivity to exactly what you want it. Now I play at a 1.6. The standard is like a 1.2 when you load up the game, but anything between a 1.5 and 1.7 you will feel that you've got better movement and better accuracy in this game. And speaking of accuracy, I highly recommend you get yourself some control freaks. I use them all the time and I do feel a huge difference from when I don't have them on. You can use the code floppypenguin at checkout as well to save yourself 12% off. I'll leave a link down below for you to check some out, but I would highly recommend getting some. If you don't have a scuff controller, or if you don't have any controller that has paddles, I would highly recommend as well playing tactical. What this will do is it'll make your right analog stick, if you are a control player, it'll just literally turn that into your dive slash slide slash crouch, etc. So this is going to help you when drop shotting. It's going to help you get out of sticky situations as well. So if you are needing to slide out an area quicker, it's definitely going to help. You can always slide cancel as well by quickly pressing the jump button, but of course that would be a lot easier if you had paddles. So I would definitely recommend playing tactical. If you can play claw, then fair dues. It's just something I've never ever been able to do. I've never been able to play claw. I really need to get another scuff in all fairness, but I'm happy enough just playing tactical, so I would highly recommend that. Now another thing I would also say, you need to make sure you change your center dot. Make it the biggest possible you can. You can actually change this on the interface, so get that change right away and make sure you are also playing with a square minimap. It gives you a better view range, and also I would play anything from a 110 upwards in terms of field of view, so you get a wider range where you can see enemies dotted around the map, but that takes some time to adjust to as well. But they're just a few quick settings you guys just need to make sure you brushed up on. If you want me to do a full settings video, I will, but there's plenty out there that are quite similar to mine already. Now in terms of gameplay, what you need to do is to improve. Obviously the maps are ranged, so we've got some medium, large and small map. Now if you guys are rushing around and finding yourself dying a lot, first of all, slow down. No matter what map it is, try and slow your own game pace down. Don't try and match all these YouTubers and streamers that, let's be honest, a lot of them are going to be in bot lobbies. I don't do it myself. I like to just play, you know, and challenge myself and have that little bit of competitiveness. It doesn't bother me too much, but don't try and rush around. Slow your gameplay down as much as you possibly can. Now you'll find in certain games you can actually push and you can force yourself through into enemy spawns and you can rush around a lot more. You will find that in games, but you need to make sure you know how to turn on players properly. You need to make sure you know your awareness, your sound awareness and all that stuff. So the best way to train on that would be playing maps like Racket and your Face Off Mosh Pit, which I would recommend doing if you want to improve in that scenarios, but I would slow right down. By slowing down you get a better understanding of how each map plays and you will enjoy the game a lot more. Now like I said, the maps usually split off into 3 lanes. You don't want to really be pushing the middle lane unless you're playing something like say Hardpoint, where obviously the objective sometimes goes into the middle, then you've kind of got no choice with that. But I always recommend hitting one or the other flank. Now sometimes those flanks can be really high traffic and you might find yourself getting into a bit of spot, you know, a bit of bother, a lot of trouble in front of you. There could be 2, 3, 4 enemies consistently coming at you, but that's when you need to kind of clue up a little bit. You need to just come back towards your own spawn and try again, but go down the opposite flank. Maybe get up behind behind them, cut through the middle, and you might see them through the middle of the map. For example, Skyline, it's got the swimming pool open area. You'll never really want to touch that, but you can always go underground through the vents and sneak up behind them and hit them on the right hand side. But that is just one map. Obviously, I could be here all day and explain every single map and how you want to play it, but each gameplay is different. I've played a single, for example, I could play Vault and I could play that map the exact same way for 5 games in a row, but then you could get 5 different games where people just don't play the map how you would usually get it played, how it would usually rotate, etc. So those first minute or 2 minutes of a game, you want to make sure you are getting your kills, but you also want to make sure that you are understanding how the map's going to be played. You'll soon find out in the first minute or 2 on how the enemy team is going to play the map. Now, another thing I like to do, a lot of people will call it camping. I get messages all the time saying you're camping, this, that, and other, but I would not class it as camping. So you want to make sure you're holding down an area. This is going to help the benefit of you slowing down. Try and hold down a specific area. So for example, on Nuketown, I like to hold down the Jeep area. Once I've cleared up the middle of the map, then I'll try and push on towards the spawn, sit maybe in the bottom of the house, try and pin them back into their spawn and keep them back there. Obviously, people break through, they do kill you, it does happen. However, by holding down a specific area, maybe where there's a higher foot traffic as well, you're going to find yourself getting a lot more kills. And if you're using all your cover to advantage to cover your chest and you've just got your head bobbing up and down, you're going to make yourself a very, very hard target. Now, speaking of being a hard target, you're going to find yourself wanting to aim at the chest. Now, different parts of the body is going to give you different damage. However, there's not much between it. You get no headshot multipliers, and if you aim at the chest, you're going to get maybe 25 damage. Aim at the head, you might get 26 damage. So there's not that much in it. If you hit them 4 times in the chest, they're going to be dead, even if you hit them 4 times in the head. The foot might be 24, but let's just say 5 bullets in the foot, that'll give them, get you the kill. So you want to make sure you are aiming towards the chest. But speaking of your chest, you want to keep yours as protected as possible. So if you are running around corners, slow down. I find myself running around corners a lot and get myself into a lot of spot of bother. Maybe jump round the spot, slide round the spot, dive round the corner. You want to make sure you're not stood out wide in the open. You want to make sure that you are a harder target to hit. Now, of course, people do have some crazy accuracy in this game, and there is also the ping delays and the latency delays and whatever else other problems that may occur. So this is why you want to make sure you're making yourself a harder target to be hit. Now, in terms of score streaks, guys, this one is all down to yourself and what you want to do and how you play the game. Now, if you find yourself playing game modes like hardpoint and domination and you want to get your kill streaks faster, make sure you got the strategist specialist on, because it will actually help you get your kill streaks a lot faster. Make sure you've got dispatcher on. That'll actually reduce the cost of the score streaks as well, and if you use the bankroll as a perk, that'll also help reduce them as well. It is up to yourself on that if you want to try and get your score streaks faster, but that would definitely help. But in terms of score streaks, guys, you get lots and lots of options, and it all depends on what you guys want to try and achieve. So I always recommend, if you find yourself not necessarily getting many kill streaks on a regular basis, I would always say maybe use like the scalp pulse, UAV, and then maybe put one medium to high kill streak on, maybe a hand cannon, napalm strike for like your mediums. And then if you want a higher one, I always say get the watchdog helo. It's going to follow you around and it's going to pick up your more kills. So I would highly recommend doing that. But like I say, it's totally up to yourself on the score streak. Start low, build yourself up getting them on a regular basis, and then move yourself forward. And then eventually, you never know, you might start getting them the higher kill streaks on a regular basis. But with it being score streaks, it's a lot easier to get yourself the kills and the points up for your score streaks, capturing flags, whether that's sitting on the hard point, getting kills whilst you're on these objectives. All that's going to help and push towards you getting your score streaks. Well, I say you can set up the perks perfectly fine where it takes less score to get them, but that once again is totally up to yourself. Now, I know some of these are just some basic common tips you may have heard, but there might be a lot of people out there that just forget to do it. So just use this video more as a reminder on what you need to do and cut out the dumb mistakes. But I will make another video on this in more in depth in certain areas, maybe in the future if you guys have enjoyed it. And I'm going to try and help you guys improve, and just by me doing this video, it's probably going to improve me as well, because I've just actually remembered or reminded my brain to make sure that I am playing this game correctly. Well, like I say, if you've enjoyed today's video, definitely drop a like, subscribe if you're new, but as always guys, I'll catch you on the next video.